this pious festival of holy names was started by Srila Prabhupada. So on daily basis, we chant the holy names, but along with it, if we listen to the glories and magnificence of the chanting of the holy names, that would be wonderful. If I ask you a question, who is the most happiest person?
सुखी कौन है?
Who is the happiest of all? So once a inquisitive person with this question went in search to find the happiest person on this earth. While he was walking, he reached a farm and a farmer was farming his land. And this inquisitive person asked, "Are you happy? It seems that you are healthy and happy." But the farmer said, "I work so hard, I'm sweating, and how do you feel that I'm satisfied or happy? I'm not happy. And the merchants are far more happier than me because we are worker, but the people who have opulence and are affluent are more happier than me, so you should go and meet them." So he went to a huge home of a wealthy merchant, and he said that you have so much opulence and wealth, so you must be very happy. That wealthy person said that yes, I have fame, name, opulence, etc. Yet I'm not satisfied, I'm unhappy because I'm always anxious to protect this wealth that I have accumulated. I always wonder if someone in greed might not kill me to get this money. So that is the reason I'm also unhappy. You have a very great question. I'm not happy, but the king is more happier than me. You should meet him. So this inquisitive person moved ahead and went to the king and asked the king that you are the king, so you might be happy. He said that I have millions of servants and so many states, and I have all material wealth and opulence. I can have whatever I desire. Yet I'm unfortunate, but I'm unable to use these opulence because the doctors have told me that you have so many diseases, so you should not eat very spicy or sweet. You should avoid sour. Am I not supposed to eat anything? And although he was a king, he used to eat boiled lentils. He said, I'm the most unfortunate because I have everything, yet I cannot consume anything or enjoy it. So he said that far more happier than me is the king of heaven, Indradev. So just try to remember this. He went to farmer and he directed him to a merchant, the merchant directed him to the king, and the king has directed him to Indradev, that he might be happy. So this inquisitive person was extremely austere, and so somehow he reached heaven, and Indra was sitting on the gold throne, and he was confirmed that Indra is the most happiest of them all. He was watching the dance of the celestial beings, and once it was finished, he asked Indradev, "Are you happy?" And Indradev said that I have a long life and I am disease free, I have everything, yet I am always anxious about one thing, and that is that if a austere person or a saint performs austerity on earth, then my heaven will be snatched from me. So I'm always anxious and spend sleepless nights. So even I'm not ultimate happy. So do you have anyone who is happy? And he said that on the topmost floor of the Brahman, Brahmaji stays there. So of the 14 lokas, on the 14th floor, Brahmaji lives on Brahmalok. So you should go and meet him. So this person went to Brahmaloka and bowed down at his lotus feet. And he said that I have roamed a lot and I just want a confirmation that are you happy? Brahmaji said that there is no one far more unhappier than me. He said that 24/7 I sit with one hand, with all the Vedas in one hand. I have 8 hands and all my 8 hands are occupied. We cannot even stand like that for 10 minutes with our 2 hands. And he said that I have so many sons, but nobody listens to me. I tell them to get married and populate the earth, but they refuse. So I am not happy. And he was asked, who is more happier than you? So he directed him towards Lord Shiva. He said that he has no anxiety or distress because he has no one. So he is the happiest person, you should meet him. So this person, he went from Brahmalok to Kailashalok. So you might remember the sequence from farmer to the merchant, merchant to king, from king to Indra, and Indra to Brahma, and from Brahma now to Shivji. So he reached Kailash somehow, and he bowed down at his lotus feet and requested, I have traveled so far just to know, are you completely satisfied? Are you completely blissful? So Shivji replied that the anxiety that I face, none suffers from the same. He says that my neck has a snake. My son Ganesh, when comes to meet me, his vehicle is a mouse or a mushak, and my snake wants to eat that mouse. And Ganesh then complains to me that please take care of your snake, and he is trying to threaten my mouse. And then when Kartikeya comes, his vehicle is peacock, and the peacock eats snake, and the snake complains that your son's vehicle wants to eat me up. And I have a small home in Kailash. So where I park my vehicle, there my wife Parvati also parks a vehicle. My vehicle is Nandi and hers is a lion.
और मैं नंदी के ऊपर सवार होता हूँ और शेर जो होता है गाय बैल नंदी आदि
a lion king
तो वहां पर भी झगड़ा होता है
eat the cow, bulls, etc. So there also is a disturbance. So to avoid all this distress, I always meditate and I'm constantly in trance. So I'm also not wholly satisfied or happy. So he said that, do you consider anyone more happier than you? He said, yes, one person is happy. He said that Satchit Anand Vigrah Vishnu. So this person went to Vaikuntha after crossing the Virja river, and he saw Lord Vishnu and bowed down at his lotus feet. And he said that I have one query. I have met quite a few people, but I haven't met a single happy person yet. So I'm just asking, are you happy? He said that although my form is of Satchit Anand, but still I'm also not happy because I'm distressed of the distress because of the distress of my devotees. I'm constantly anxious to resolve their distress. So even I'm not happy. I'm always anxious because of the anxiety of my devotees. So if even you are also not happy, then who is happy? Then Lord Vishnu said with 100% confirmation that he said that 100% happy is the person, is my devotee who chants my holy name. Who
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So भक्तों कथा का सार इतना ही है.
So the conclusion is that a poor person thinks wealthy person is happier, and the wealthier person says that king is happier, and the king says Indra, and Indra says Brahma, and Brahmaji says Shivji, and Shivji says Vishnuji is happier, but Vishnuji says that my devotee is always happy. And a devotee, not the only devotee who wears the tilak or kanthi, but the one who chants the holy name, else everyone is distressed and unhappy. So those who chant the holy names are happy, otherwise everybody else is distressed and sad. That is why Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Nanak. He said that all the people are unhappy, but the only person who is happy is who chant the holy names. Nanak Dukhiya Sab Sansara Sukhi Oi Naam Apara. So, although for 360 days we should remember the glories of the chanting of the holy names, but this month is special because this Harinam week is starting. So let's start our discussion with the glories of holy names.
Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभु जय जय माखन चोर जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna, I welcome all the mellowful devotees. I especially extend my warm welcome to the senior devotees or Vaishnavas of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Iskcon, and I would welcome all the listeners and devotees who are listening from all the parts of the world through the medium of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, etc. And for the welfare of the society, and on this auspicious Pitru Paksh, in reverie of their pious ancestors like Sitaram Agarwal, Gomati Devi, Baldev Das, Basanti Devi, Ramlalji, Vishambhar Lalji, and Vishwamangal Prabhu,
ऐसे अपने पितरों की स्मृति में ये सुंदर भागवत कथा का आयोजन करने वाले
the organizers of this beautiful katha, the denizens of Seattle, Shri Manoj Agarwal and Nidhi Agarwal, and from Kathmandu, their mother from Kathmandu, Nepal. I welcome you all on the fourth day of this Bhagvatam Katha, and our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam.
सो पवित्र पितृ पक्ष चल रहा है।
So, auspicious Pitru Paksh is going on, and during this Shradha Paksh, or the days for veneration of our ancestors, we are listening the glories of venerating our ancestors, and we are discussing about them, and as a result of that, we have developed faith in offering veneration to our ancestors, and according to the date we should perform, and we are performing this veneration of our ancestors. But once we leave the earth, will our kids listen to such pastimes? And will our kids sit in Amrit Charcha and listen to the pastimes once we leave? And is it confirmed that our ancestors and us will be venerated by our sons, grandsons, or great grandsons? Is there any agreement with them? So, in this situation, what shall we do? So, we do Shraddh for our ancestors, and we should definitely do it. But along with it, we should perform such devotional service towards the Lord that even if our sons, grandsons, etc. don't perform veneration for us, then also it should work for us. So if you ask that if they don't perform or venerate us, then who will do? So I will truthfully say that if you make Krishna your friend, your son or lover, then once we die, Lord Krishna himself venerates us. And there are so many proofs from Bhagavatam as well. And our Vedic scriptures have the proof of all of them.
श्रीमद् भागवत के प्रारंभ में ही सुद गोस्वामी ने कहा,
in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sud Goswami says that after the war of Mahabharata, Lord Sri Krishna himself got all these ancestors venerated. And if you think that Mahabharata is far away because it's 5,000 years old history, then I will tell you today's pastime. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came around 535 years before. So it's not that far. And in Dwapar Yuga, the Kalavati Manjari, who was the nearest associate of Vishakha Devi, who of Radharani, that is Vishakha Devi. Vishakha Devi used to write beautiful songs, but singing those songs was assigned to Kalavati Manjari. And in the Kalavati Manjari of Dwapar Yuga, just 500 years back, came as or manifested as Govind Ghosh, who was an eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with Radha Bhav, and this Ghosh used to sing beautiful songs, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always kept him along him. And I just want to say one thing: the one who sings will go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you want to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you should sing and do kirtan. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling from Jagannath Puri to Vrindavan, and the devotees said that you must take somebody along with you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I will take Govind Ghosh with me, because he performs Sankirtan, and without Sankirtan the travel is not that pleasant, so I will take him along with me. So they started from Jagannath Puri, and they started crossing village after village, and they were in the way towards Vrindavan, and in one of the village they reached a home of a devotee to get some prasadam. And so after they have finished their meal, Govind was asked by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bring Hare, which is an Ayurvedic spice to increase digestion after having the meal. So he got one Hare from a merchant, and so next day also he was told to bring Hare, and he again went and bought it. So after finishing the meal on the third day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that just bring Hare for me. So he pulled out a box that, how do I know that you like Hare? So here you can take Hare from here. So he pulled out a box. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what is this? He said that you like to eat Hare after your meal. So I thought that why I should go daily to the shop. So I just stocked Hare. And the instant he said this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized that a person who is staying with me has started accumulating, although it's such a small thing, but from a philosophical point, it was a great thing. So immediately he said that you should leave. No, you should not come with me. He said that, what have I done wrong, and how I offended you? He said that I am a sannyasi, and even if you're a grasti, accumulating is anything is not our philosophy. It is an invitation to death. We should never accumulate. So Lord Dattatreya made 24 gurus because one of them was honeybee, because she takes the juice from the flower and create honey and just accumulate it, and she always saying that I will drink it later. She works so hard day and night and accumulate all the fruit honey from the flowers, and when the honey gets accumulated, the hunter comes and he kills all of them and he takes the honey. So they worked so hard, and just because they have gathered the honey, they die. So we should also check that are we not accumulating that kind of, well, we all require some material wealth, but only that much that we need. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you cannot come along with me now. Govind said, this is such a small matter. For such a small matter, you are sending me back. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that big mistakes happen on the foundation of a small error. Once a Brahmana was detached and he took sannyas and left the village. So the villagers started going down to him and starting venerating him. They thought that he is alone, so what will he eat? So the villagers thought they gave him a goat. So they gave him a goat, and so the goat got married, and so he got 3-4 goats now. So he thought that better than keeping a goat, so many goats, I should keep a cow. So he got so much engaged in the for the in working for the cow that he thought that I need to keep a maid, so he will have to pay her wages. So he thought that instead of paying the wages, I should get married. And he got married. He got 4 5 kids. And after 3 years, they all came back and he started his business again. So it implies, from where did it start? From just a goat. Had he not taken that goat, then he wouldn't have got entangled in so much material things. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is referring to. He said strongly that you should leave at once. Govind Ghosh was distressed and disturbed, so he went to Agradeep in Navdeep Mandal and started staying there. And once upon a time, in Agradeep there is river Ganga that flows, and he was taking a holiday in the river Ganga, and while bathing on his back, he got touched by a black Shila, and he saw this beautiful Shila and he brought it home. And at night he saw a dream that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come and he will provide you with a beautiful deity by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So next day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he made beautiful vigrah of Gopinath ji and gave it to Govind Ghosh and said that you should get married now and you should serve this deity with your wife, because to serve the deities is the responsibility of householders. V means stands for Vishnu and Vah means to serve the deities. So it is a responsibility of householders to serve the deities. And if we remove V Vishnu from Viva, then there will be only Ah, that is pain and distress. So he got married on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. So he had a beautiful marriage and he got a son. So after some time, his wife died and his 5-year-old son also died in his childhood. And Govind Ghosh was so much disturbed that he served so much service, yet so much has happened with me. My wife died, my child is no more. He didn't eat or drink anything. So the deity of Gopinath ji started speaking. He said, "Oh Govind, if a father has 2 sons and if that one son dies, then does he leave to serve the second son? Your one son is dead, but I'm still alive. I'm your son. So would you not serve me and offer me food?" So he was not serving the Lord after his wife and son died. But when Gopinath ji said like this, he's that you don't worry, I will take care of you. So Gopinath ji got, Govindev got some hope and he started serving Lord Gopinath. And for him, Gopinath was everything. So one day he went out for some work, and some sages and saints arrived at the home of Govind Ghosh, and he had a principle that he will always serve the sages and saints. And today he was not at home, so what should be done? So Lord Gopinath himself took the form of a 5 or 7 year old child, and he welcomed all these sages and saints to his home and said that you just sit, I will just get some milk for you. When he saw that there is no milk in the kitchen, he ran to the shop and took 1 liter gold, 1 liter milk. So he said that get the give me some money in exchange. He said that I don't have money, but you can keep this ring as exchange. I am the son of Govind Ghosh. So the shopkeeper started laughing that his he had only one son. He died. So he said that I am his second son. He said that okay, you just keep this gold ring, and just give me the milk. When my father arrives, he will take the ring after giving you the money. So he came home, he served the sages and saints, and the sages and saints gave boons and benediction to him and left. After some time, when Govind Ghosh came, then somebody in the village said that your home had sages and saints have arrived at your home. He said that it is my principle that I should serve them, but I was not there. So people said that the sages were very satisfied after getting meal from you, and he was astonished that how it can happen. So at the meantime, the milk vendor told him that your son came to me and took milk from me to serve them. So he said that how is it possible? I don't have a son. He said that he has given me this ring, and he said that my father will come and take this ring from you. So when the shopkeeper showed him the ring, then Govind Ghosh saw that Lord Gopinath's ring that was given to him on his birthday by Govind Ghosh, that ring was there with the shopkeeper. And Govind Ghosh started crying vehemently. He saw that to follow my dharma or self-righteousness, the Lord Gopinath had manifested, and just to fulfill my principle, he came and fulfilled it. Gradually, the pastime is long, so I just want to make a point. So gradually, when the time elapsed, Govind Ghosh became old and he was on his deathbed, and Gopinath manifested and started serving Govind Ghosh. He started offering him food, etc. Govind Ghosh was worried that once I am no more, who will venerate me? Because my wife is no more, my son is also no more. And Gopinathji said that I am serving you so much. Am I lesser than your son? I have been serving you. I will venerate you as my own father. And the material children will do venerate you for 25 or 50 years, but I will venerate you till the end of this material world. So one day, Govind Ghosh died, and after his death, Lord Sri Krishna himself performed the last rites of Govind Ghosh, and venerated him, performed the Shraddh. And the most amazing thing is that even till today, Lord Gopinath comes himself and performs Shraddh or veneration for Govind Ghosh. If you come to Mayapur, in Agradeep, there is his home and there is a temple for Gopinath. Until today, when there is the day for Shraddh, nobody knows who comes and how the food is arranged. Nobody is aware. But the devotees think that Gopinathji come and perform Shraddh for Govind Ghosh. So this Shraddh Kriya is very important, and if we have develop a relationship with Lord Shri Krishna, then he himself will venerate us and do the Kriya for us. So such pious Pitrupaksh, we should establish Lord Shri Krishna through the medium of Shrimad Bhagavatam, and we are so fortunate that we are listening to the same and are focusing our heart and mind in the Lord. Previously, so far we have discussed the glories of Bhagavatam and the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, and now Shaunak Adi sages said who manifested Srimad Bhagavatam. This Bhagavatam was manifested by whom? And the second, how? Then Sut Goswami said in the first canto, fourth chapter, he said that in the third Dwapar Yuga, so this is the 28th Kali Yuga that is running right now, but he is talking about the third Dwapar Yuga.
वेदव्यास का जन्म
So Vedvyas ji was born in the third Dwapar Yuga by Parashar Muni. And who is Parashar? So from Lord Narayan Brahma, from Brahma, sorry, I forgot. So Parashar's putra was Sri Vedvyas. So do you want to listen to the pastime? In Vishnu Puran it is mentioned that who wrote Bhagavatam, the introduction is being given. So in the heaven, Vaman avatar was being venerated, and Indra's wife Shachi sent his maid servant to bring the water from holy Ganges, and his maid servant, there is a part of Gangaji whose name is Mandakini, and from there she wanted to collect some water, and when she collected the water, she saw a fish in that, so she just threw it away with her hand, and on the banks Parashar Muni was sitting, and this fish went on the lap of Parashar Muni. And when you have a bad day, anything can happen. So she was having a bad day, and she was cursed by Parashar Muni that I am in trance here performing austerity, and you have put fish on me. I curse you that in the second birth you will be Matsya Gandha. So you will always smell of fish. This is my curse. And in the beginning of Dwapar Yuga, one more thing happened. Chedi, the kingdom's king, whose name was Vasu, who always used to roam around. So his name, he was renamed as Aparichar Vasu because he was never constant. And his wife Girika said, I want a son. So he said that you have asked a great thing, and don't worry, I will give you a son. So by the time he wanted to have a son, there was a war that started, and at that time the Ritukal has arrived. So in Dwapar it was some process that he kept his effulgence in a leaf and gave it to a bird and said that give it to my wife so that she can conceive a son. So this eagle took that and he was flying, but he got hit by another eagle, and his potency fell in the fish. So because it was a human's potency, so they were twins. And when the fisherman grabbed this fish and cut it into two, so he saw two children were there, one girl and one boy. Soon this news spread, and the king realized that these are my children. So he kept the boy, but the girl was smelling of fish. So he left the girl and he just took his son to his kingdom or palace. And this girl started to stay with this fisherman. And when she was born, the demigod said that she will always speak the truth, and thus she was named as Satyavati. And as she smelled of fish, her second name was Matsyagandha. This is the same Matsyagandha who was the friend of Chachimata and who was cursed by Parashar Muni. So Matsyagandha was gradually becoming young, adolescent girl. So she started helping her father, and she used to cross Yamunaji on a boat with passengers. So one day she was sitting on the shores of Yamunaji, and at the same time Parashar Muni crossed. So he thought that she's the one I have cursed. So he told her that this is an opportune time to get a wise son or an incarnation of Lord himself. This is the opportune time, and if you help me, then we can manifest Lord himself as our son. Satyavati said, I have three conditions. First, I am a virgin and you want to have a son, but I should remain virgin even after this child's birth. Second, that's the smell that is coming from my body, it should be removed. And third, nobody should see me. Thus, this boy can be born. So Parashar was capable and he said, Tatha astu. And she gave birth to a beautiful child. His who was born on the banks of Yamuna Ji, and Yamuna Ji is called Krishna, and he was born in Krishna Dweep. That is why his first name was Krishna Dweepayan, because he was born on the island of Lord Shri Krishna. And as he was Parashar's son, he was also referred to as Parasharya. And he started austerity in Badrinath, and by eating just the berries, so he was called Vedrayan. And then he elaborated the Vedas, and he wrote so many scriptures. That is why his world famous name is Sri Vedavyas. So I am speaking on this verse, that the introduction of the writer of the Vedas or compiler of the Vedas, introduction. So this Satyavati got married to Shantanu, which was performed by Bhishpitama, and Shantanu and Satyavati had two sons, Chitrangan and Vichitravirya. And Chitrangan died in a battle, and Vichitravirya was only left. They had no son. So Satyavati called Vedvyas Ji. So the first queen closed her eyes, so her son was Dhritarashtra, who was blind, and the second, when he saw, she became pale, so she got Pandu, and the third time she sent a maid who remained calm, and she gave birth to Vidura, who was healthy. He compiled Vedas, 108 Upanishads, and he started writing Puranas, Markandeya Puran, Brahma Puran, Vaman Puran, Linga Puran, Brahman Puran, Matsya Puran, Bhavishya Puran. So similarly, he wrote 17 Puranas. Yet he was not satisfied. So this is how Bhagavatam manifested, because Vyasji was capable. He is the incarnation of Lord himself, but he wants to prove that no matter how magnificent you are, you still require a bona fide spiritual master. Even Vyas, till the time he got a spiritual master, even he was confused on what he should do and what he should not. After writing so much, he was not satisfied, and one day on the banks of Mandakini river, after taking the dip, his spiritual master Naradji came, and he bowed down at the lotus feet of Naradji and said, "Oh spiritual master, please help me. What is lacking in all my creations? What should I do? What have I left behind?" So Naradji gave him a beautiful advice in so many verses, but I just want to share two important verses that conclude what Narad Muni told to Vedvyas Ji. I want to present them in front of you.
तुरचिंताना मात्रा स्पर्शे छया मुहु एतत् आतुरचित्तानां मात्रा स्पर्शे क्षयामुः भव सिन्धुप्लवो द्रष्टो भव सिन्धुप्लवो द्रष्टो हरि चर्चानुवर्णनम् हरि चर्यानुवर्णनम्। श्री नारद मुनि कहते हैं कि व्यास जी,
Sri Narad Muni said, "Oh Vyas ji, in this world, all the people's heart in this material world, that is mind, ego, intelligence, so they all are anxious and distressed, unpeaceful, and we all have to agree to that." So you can see for yourself, you have written 4 Vedas or compiled the Vedas. You have written 108 Purans and so many Upanishads, yet you are still distressed and unpeaceful. What about the ordinary people of this material world who have no knowledge and no intelligence? They will always be distressed. So usually all are disturbed and unpeaceful. And what is the reason behind that? Our heart is unpeaceful. What is the reason? He says, Matra Sparsha. Let me explain this. This is a beautiful verse here. So the reason for our heart being distressed is Matra Sparsha. That is, we have desire to enjoy our senses. Then Matra means all our senses. So if we see technically, everybody is running behind these 5 senses. Shabd means they want to listen to a good story, whether it's a movie from Hollywood or Bollywood. Then Sparsh, he wants to touch somebody. Beauty, he wants to see something beautiful. Ras, he wants to enjoy from intoxicants, and he wants to smell good things. So just a desire to touch or desire to enjoy these senses. So once if we have a desire and we fulfill it and we are satisfied, then it's okay. But it's not the same. The last, it said muhu. That means that we always desire to enjoy our senses again and again. We don't know what software is attached to us, that we are always desirous of enjoying our senses, and again to fulfill these desires. If we fulfill these desires, then also it's problematic, and if we don't, then also it is problematic. So because of this desire, our mind, intelligence and ego is always distressed. What is the solution? And because of this, we are drowning in this material ocean, and this ocean that is filled with all these material desires. And if we want to get rid of these material desires in this material ocean, then the only solution is Hari Charaya, that is the chanting of the holy names, or to listening pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. Our senses can be controlled and we will be safe from drowning with the boat of holy names. So all our desires will be fulfilled, or we will be able to curtail our desires. So if we listen to the pastimes of the Lord, then all these desires will be uprooted.
लेकिन भवत सिंधु प्लवो दृष्टो हरि चर्यानु वर्णनम, लेकिन हरि की चर्या, हरि की कथा,
if we listen to the pastimes of the Lord, then we will be relieved of these desires of to enjoy our senses. Further, Narad Muni adds,
योग पथे काम लोभ हतो मुहु मुकुंद सेवया यद्वत्, मुकुंद सेवया यद्वत् आत्मदा न शाम्यति, आत्म अद्धा न शाम्यते। कहते हैं कि हे तात,
he says, oh my dear Vedvyas ji,
काम लोभ हत मुहु, बारंबार
again and again
और लोभ से
we have
जो सताए गए लोग हैं,
greed and lust,
मन में कामना होती है,
and
कामना पूर्ण नहीं हुई तो क्रोध, कामना
if
पूर्ण
we
हो गई तो लोभ,
if we get our desires fulfilled, then we will have greed, and if we have unfulfilled desires, then we will get angry. So again, here also this muhu is here, like the previous verse. So again and again we are getting disturbed by greed and lust.
इस काम और लोभ को मुकुंद सेवया, मुकुंद की सेवा करने से,
and if we
कृष्ण की सेवा करने से
use our
प्राप्त हो सकती है,
desires to serve the Lord, then we will get the peace that we cannot even achieve by other works like yoga, etc.
आशा शर्मा जी, आप सो रहे हैं कि पढ़ रहे हैं? अच्छा, श्लोक पढ़ रहे हैं। हाँ, कब से ऐसे बैठे हैं? आप सोए थे वहां से? हाँ, लेकिन देखो, एक कैमरा सामने है, एक नीचे है, मुझे समझ में आ रहा है। श्लोक ऐसे नीचे देख रहे हैं। आप लोग कुछ भी करते हो ना, मुझे समझ में आता है।
Whatever you see, I see everything.
सब आप लोग बैठे हुए हैं। खैर, मैं ये कह रहा था,
I was saying
कि काम
that
और लोभ से हारे हुए लोग,
people who are defeated by lust and greed, but if they serve the Lord, they get peace which cannot be achieved by yam or yoga system. So he is giving two principles here. First is the pastimes of the Lord, that is Krishna Katha, and Krishna Seva, that is pure loving devotional service towards the Lord, but is bhakti. So we should constantly serve the Lord and listen to his pastimes. So you have noted those two verses. In the first, he said, Hari Charyanu Varnanam, that is his pastimes. We should listen to his pastimes to control our senses. And in the other verse, he is saying, by serving the Lord, we can control our senses. So if I ask you a question, what does the Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's devotion service, what does it do? So by serving the Lord, our senses gets purified. And when we listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam Katha or pastimes of the Lord, then our mind, intellect, and ego gets purified. Because both these senses, both types of these senses are impurified. So we have to purify them both. So Naraji has given the conclusion that you should describe the pastimes of the Lord. You've written so much, but you haven't written a word about Lord Krishna. You haven't written a word about performing devotional service towards the Lord. And till the time people are inspired to serve the Lord or to listen about the Lord, they will not be satisfied and they will always be anxious. Just contemplate yesterday's history. A Bilva Mangal Thakur who had desire, who was filled with so many desires. So here we are talking about calm. So Bilva Mangal Thakur had so much desire. Just imagine, he was married, yet he had a relationship with a prostitute. And one day he wanted to meet her, and the same day his father died. And he was supposed to take his father to the cremation ground, but he didn't even cremated his own father. He left his father and son. The nature couldn't tolerate it, and there was so much disturbance, thunder, so that this Bilva Mangal, who wanted to go to the prostitute so that he could stay at home, but he had so much strong sense desire that he started. There was so much thunder and storm, and he had to cross a river. There was no boatman to take him. So he saw a piece of wood and he sat on that, and he somehow crossed the river with plowing with his hands. And this prostitute has closed all the doors and windows. So he just climbed with the help of a rope and went inside the window. That prostitute, whose name was Chintamani, when she saw this condition, she said, "Oh, Bilva Mangal, what this is, this is astonishing what I see." He said that you have given the time. I wanted to see you because you have given the time. Your father has died and you had to cremate. He said that I just wanted to meet you. And you came in such storm. How did you came? He said that you only sent me the boat. And here is the rope that you kept so that I could climb. The Chintamani took him towards the window. She said that you are blind because of this sex desire. The board that you saw is not a wood, that is a crocodile. You sat on crocodile and you came here. How much have you threatened your life? And this the rope that you climb is not a rope, it's an python. You had so much anxiety to see me. Had you had so much anxiety to see Lord Shyam Sundar, then the Lord might have manifested in front of you. Just get lost. I don't want to see your face. When Chintamani said this, Vilvamangal Thakur was disturbed and he went towards the forest. He got initiation from a sadhu and he started listening to the pastimes of the Lord from this sage. In one day, what a drastic change. And after listening to the pastimes of the Lord, all his desires were removed gradually. And he decided to go to Vrindavan. He started to go towards Vrindavan. And in the path, he saw a woman for some time because he had this old habit or characteristic. So he just remembered about Chintamani and his mind got little entangled because he used to listen to the Lord. So he just remembered the Lord and he saw Lord in her. He thought that it was a huge mistake. So he said that, will you do me a favor? He said, just bring two needles. So she thought that he might have need a needle to sew his clothes and his to sing. For one moment I had ill feeling towards you. Just because of these eyes I saw you and my mind got impure and he pricked his eyes with these needles. Her this woman got distressed. She said, and her husband came. She said, what happened? He said, whatever happened is right. I should be punished like this. And then he reached Vrindavan. He had no eyes. And he was remembering the pastimes of the Lord. And this sage, he wrote a great scripture, Krishna Karnamrit, which was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has described the Madhurya Leela of Lord. I have heard listening at the feet of our Guru Maharaj. The pastime is such that when he arrived at Vrindavan, he stopped eating and drinking. He gave up all food and drink. And a person who was about to write Krishna Karnamrit, the pastime that he has written, nobody else has achieved that feat. So how Lord will allow him to die? He came as a 5-year-old child and with his own hands he fed Bilva Mangal Thakur. And because he had no eyes, he asked, who are you, O child? And he just ran. And Surdas like Surdas said, Bilva Mangal Thakur also said that you are thinking that I'm blind and you are running away from me. But you cannot leave my heart. You have been successful to remove your hands from me, but you cannot remove yourself from my heart. So he wrote Krishna Karnamrit scripture. And by this scripture, he removed the lust and desires of so many people. So Narad Muni is saying that the people who are distressed because of greed and lust, there is only one solution, That is the pastimes of the Lord and serving the Lord. So, O Vyas Muni, you should write about the pastimes of the Lord and you should create Srimad Bhagavatam that will be beneficial for you. And the exam, my life is exemplary in the same sense. By listening to about the Lord, only I became Narad that you see today. After Naradji left, he relieved all his disciples. He went on the banks of Gangaji and took a seat, and through Bhakti Yoga, he took a trance. And in this trance, he saw Radha and Krishna. And then he saw Maya Devi, the potency of the Lord, that how she is disturbing the people of this material world. So he saw the solution to get relieved of this potency of the Lord, that is Maya. So a person, till the point he doesn't serves the Lord, he will never be relieved from Maya. Therefore, for benefit of the people, he started writing about Srimad Bhagavatam. In Badrinath Dham, he is in the trance and he is speaking the verses one by one. And Gajanan Ganpati Maharaj keeps on writing, and he wrote almost 16,195 verses. So in total, he wrote almost 18,000 words, 12 cantos. And thus, Srimad Bhagavatam was created through the mouth of Sri Vedvyasji. And Sujji stamped it that the Bhagavatam that is created by Vedvyasji, that if someone who listens to this Bhagavatam, then he will definitely perform devotional service towards the Lord. So, listening to Bhagavatam is devotional service towards the Lord. And if someone listens to constantly to the Bhagavatam, then all the distresses, lust and greed from his life will be relieved and he will become fearless. Thus, he created Bhagavatam. So Shaunakji said that how this Bhagavatam was preached, then this I will tell, but after some announcements by Namatnaran Prabhuji.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रभु जी, बहुत ही सुंदर। हम इस चतुर्थ दिवस के प्रथम सत्र में आपके मुखारविंद से इस भागवत कथा को रसास्वादन कर रहे हैं। और जैसे आपने बहुत ही सुंदर बताया कि कैसे श्रीमद् भागवतम का अवतरण हुआ, भागवत को कैसे हमें मिला, और इसी संदर्भ में आपने बहुत ही सुंदर कथा हमें आस्वादन की। श्री वेद व्यास जी का जन्म से लेकर उन्होंने यह जो सुंदर रचना की, किस प्रकार वह अपने गुरु नारद मुनि से मिले, और उसके पूर्व उन्होंने कितनी सुंदर रचनाएं ऑलरेडी कर चुके थे। इन अनेक शास्त्रों को उन्होंने लिख चुके थे अपने गुरुदेव से मिलने से ही पहले, जब उन्होंने अपनी व्यथा प्रकट की उनके सामने कि वो संतुष्ट नहीं थे। इतने सारे शास्त्रों को लिखने के पश्चात भी पर ध्यान श्री नारद मुनि ने उन्हें उपदेश दिया कि तुम ये जो भी रचना किए हैं उन्होंने, उसमें आपने लोगों की काम वासना को ऑलरेडी और बढ़ाया है। कि हर एक शास्त्र में उन्होंने जब श्रील व्यासदेव ने जो भी शास्त्र लिखे उनमें उन्होंने जिस शास्त्र को लिखा उसमें उस पर्टिकुलर देवता को उन्होंने स्थापित किया था, मतलब परम के रूप में। तो इसी के कारण असंतुष्टि थी, क्योंकि भगवान श्री कृष्ण परम होते हैं, भगवान श्री कृष्ण परम है। और जब भगवान श्री कृष्ण की ग्रंथों की भगवान श्रीमद भागवतम की उन्होंने रचना की, तब जाकर उनको संतुष्टि प्राप्त हुई। तो यहाँ पर बहुत ही सुंदर श्रील वेदव्यास जी ने ये ग्रंथ की रचना की जो हमें भागवत में मिला, और श्रील सुखदेव जी ने, श्रील वेदव्यास सौनक जी ने इस ग्रंथ के ऊपर मोहर लगाई कि जो भी श्रीमद भागवतम को श्रवण करेगा, है ना, शोक मोह भयावह, वह इस भौतिक जगत से ये जो सारे शोक मोह है, यानी मरने का भय, ये सारी चीजों से वो ऊपर उठ जाएगा, भगवत प्राप्ति करेगा और भगवान की भक्ति करेगा। यहाँ पर बहुत सुंदर प्रभु जी ये आपने इन 2 श्लोकों में बताया कि कैसे भगवान की भक्ति श्रेष्ठ है, और जो भगवान की सेवा करता है वो अपनी इंद्रियों को शुद्ध करता है, और जो भागवत कथा श्रवण करता है, इन दोनों में आपने बहुत सुंदर बताया कि कैसे जो भागवत श्रवण करता है वो अपने मन को भगवान में लगा सकता है और अंत में भगवान की प्राप्ति कर सकता है। थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी फॉर दिस वंडरफुल, आपने ये जो भागवत की रचना के विषय में किस प्रकार भागवत हमें प्राप्त हुआ इस बताया। मैं इसमें बहुत ही सुंदर कथा आपने विष्णु पुराण से भी कोट की थी, श्री वेदव्यास जी का अवतरण, एंड इसी के साथ बहुत ही सुंदर श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के साथ श्री गोविंद घोष जी की लीला को आपने हमें आस्वादन कराया, जहाँ पर श्राद्ध की महिमा आपने प्रकट की कि कैसे यदि हम भगवान की भक्ति करते हैं, उनकी सेवा करते हैं, तो हमें अन्य किसी और पर डिपेंड होने की आवश्यकता नहीं है कि वह हमारे इस प्रकार के कार्य करेंगे, श्राद्ध सेवा एक्सेट्रा। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बहुत ही सुंदर उपदेश दिया श्री गोविंद घोष को कि एक सन्यासी के साथ में रहते हुए संघर्ष नहीं करना, मतलब संग्रह नहीं करना चाहिए। और साथ ही साथ बाद में श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने उन्हें आज्ञा दी कि आप गृहस्थ आश्रम को स्वीकार करें, और फिर गोपीनाथ जी उन्हें प्राप्त हुए और गोपीनाथ जी की उन्होंने सुंदर सेवा की। और गोपीनाथ जी जो कि विग्रह रूप में थे, उन्होंने स्वयं भगवान देह लेकर उन्होंने श्री गोविंद घोष की सेवा की और उन वैष्णव की सेवा की, और साथ ही साथ उन्होंने यह सुंदर श्राद्ध सेवा भी की श्री गोविंद घोष की। और ये श्राद्ध सेवा एवरी ईयर जो आपने बताया कि कैसे यहाँ पर श्रीधाम मायापुर में आज भी ये सेवा होती है। तो इसका अर्थ यही है कि श्राद्ध सेवा एज लॉन्ग एज वी आर इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड, हमें तो हमारे पितरों के लिए करनी ही चाहिए, परंतु साथ ही साथ हमें हमारे पुत्रों पर डिपेंड नहीं रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमें इसी भक्ति करनी चाहिए कि भगवान स्वयं इस प्रकार वो सारी सेवा करें हमारे लिए। सो थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी फॉर दिस वंडरफुल एक्सप्लेनेशन। और बहुत ही सुंदर हम यहाँ पर श्रीमद् भागवत कथा के तथा पितरों के इस दिव्य प्रसंगों को श्रवण करते हुए हम आपसे ये कुछ सीख रहे हैं, जान रहे हैं कि हम सबको प्रैक्टिकल जीवन में इन सारी चीज़ों को लाना भी चाहिए, और लाते हुए हम सबको इन शास्त्रों को अपने जीवन में धारण करना चाहिए। तो थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी। और बहुत ही सुंदर जैसे प्रभु जी यहाँ बताया कि श्राद्ध की महिमा, और हम सब भी यहाँ पर श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला में सुंदर आयोजन किए हैं कि जहाँ पर हम सब इन श्राद्ध की सारी प्रक्रियाओं को कर रहे हैं। तो यदि आप भी इस प्रकार हमारे साथ में जुड़ना चाहते हैं, विशेष अपने पितरों के लिए कुछ सेवा करना चाहते हैं, या उनके 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 लिए भी कुछ इस प्रकार श्राद्ध सेवा में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं, तो हमें अवश्य निश्चित रूप से इसमें अप्रोच कर सकते हैं। आपको घर बैठे ये सारी सेवाओं का पुण्य का फल प्राप्त होगा, क्योंकि ये जो सारी सेवा हम करते हैं तो वही सारी सेवा हम यहाँ पर आपके बिहाफ में भी कर रहे हैं। श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला में हो ही रहा है, गौ सेवा हो रही है, बहुत ही सुंदर वैष्णव को प्रसादम की भोजन की सेवा हो रही है, साथ ही साथ हमारे जो पितृ है उनके लिए सुंदर तर्पण कर रहे हैं हमारे भक्तगण, जो कि और भागवत पाठ निरंतर हम यहाँ पर हो रहा है। और विशेष प्रभु जी इतनी अद्भुत कथा श्रवण करा रहे हैं पितृ महिमा को लेकर और भागवत की महिमा को लेकर। सो निश्चित हमारे पितरों की ऊर्ध्व गति होती है इससे। और यज्ञ सुंदर उनके लिए पितृतिथि यज्ञ का भी बहुत ही सुंदर अनुष्ठान हो रहा है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि हम सर्व पितृ के दिन करने वाले हैं। तो आप सभी भक्तों से निवेदन है कि आप इसमें अवश्य अपने पितरों के नाम हमें दीजिएगा, जिससे कि हम उनके लिए सेवा कर सके। और हमारा ये परम कर्तव्य है, जैसे प्रभु जी ने बताया कि हमें ये सारी सेवा करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि हम कहीं ना कहीं उन सबके ऋण के नीचे दबे हुए हैं, है ना। उनकी छत्र छाया में, उनकी कृपा के कारण आज हम जो कुछ भी हैं, तो क्योंकि हमारे पितृ प्रसन्न है इसीलिए हम हैं। परंतु यदि हम चाहते हैं कि वे प्रसन्न रहे और हम इस प्रकार निर्विघ्न भजन भक्ति में लगे रहें और इस प्रकार की सेवा कार्य में जुड़े रहें, तो हमें इस प्रकार की सेवा में अवश्य पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए। आप सबसे निवेदन है कि आप अपने पूर्वजों के नाम, पितरों के नाम, उनकी तिथि के साथ साथ गोत्र के साथ हमें इस पे भेज सकते हैं ऑन 7567545555 और +20121509। इन दोनों नंबर के माध्यम से आप हमें अप्रोच कर सकते हैं इस प्रकार की सेवाओं के लिए। सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हम सभी भक्तों का करते हैं कि वे इस प्रकार भागवत कथा श्रवण करके प्रेरणा प्राप्त करते हैं और इस प्रकार की सेवा में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं। सो थैंक यू सो मच। आइए निवेदन करते हैं श्रीमान लाल गोविंद गुरु जी से कि बस शेष कथा कुछ हरे कृष्ण।
संहितां भागवतीं कृत्वानुक्रम्य चात्मजम् शुकमद्यपयामास निवृत्ति निरतं मुनि निवृत्ति निरतं मुनि। श्री व्यास मुनि ने श्रीमद् भागवत ग्रंथ को कंपाइल किया।
Sri Vyasmuni had compiled Srimad Bhagavatam and presented. But by the time he became old and the last earning of his life was Srimad Bhagavatam, and he kept his pen aside. What is the meaning of this? After Shiv Puran he wrote so much, after Guru Puran he wrote so much, but after writing Bhagavatam he didn't wrote anything. That means this is the ultimate scripture of all, and after beyond this there is nothing. And he was old. He wrote Bhagavatam, but who will preach this Bhagavatam? He had this anxiety in his heart. And he was distressed. On the other hand, Naraji, Tumbar and Tumbaru, there is a character whose name is Tumbaru. We'll talk about him later sometime. So they both went to Shivji and requested that to relieve the people of their distress, why don't you give spiritual knowledge? Otherwise people will always be distressed. Shivji refused. He said that transcendental knowledge cannot be given to everyone. We cannot give it to everyone. It's a secret knowledge. It should be given only to the chosen few. Naraji said, no worries. If we cannot get our desire fulfilled by straight, we have to find a way. So a person cannot hide anything from his wife. So when Shivji was out, he met Parvati ji. Parvati ji he is the spiritual master of Parvati ji. He said that there is no problem between you and your husband, Lord Shiva. He said, no. And he said that is there any secret between you? She said, no, there is no secret between us. She said that I always tell everything to my husband and he shares everything with me. And we are in blissful situation. So he said, Naraji said, your husband, he keeps the mundamala, that is the ornament of his. And who is this? Who is this his girlfriend? Why he roams with it throughout? Parvati ji said, we met so many times after marriage. I never asked him and he never told me. Let him come back. I will ask him. And Naraji left. His purpose was achieved and he left. When Shivji arrived home, so she used to ask about water and food and she didn't offer anything. Shivji understood. He said, did somebody arrive at home? And she said, yes. Said that Narad Muni has arrived and he understood. What is the problem? Some people have such personality that if they come home, they create a misunderstanding. I tried a lot in Madhusudan Prabhu's home. He said, what is the problem? You say that you love me, but in so many days you have been wearing this garland of heads. Whose head are these? Shivji said, oh, Lady, if I love anything more than Lord himself is you. You should learn. Shivji is our spiritual master and we should learn. At least this dialogue we should learn from him. And you should speak this at least once in a day. I love you even before even when I read Bhagavatam, I see you. But we don't even do that much. We should learn from Shivji. He's such a great, austere, detached sage, yet he said this. And he said that whenever you die, I keep your head in my garland in my neck, and all these heads are yours. Parvati got astonished. She was humbled that my husband loves me so much. Once a husband never used to give her any money. So once she was sweeping the floor, so she saw his purse and she saw that today I will take his money. And when she took some money and something fell and he saw it was her picture. When he saw her picture, she was humbled and she kept the money. He said that my husband is such a sage that he keeps my picture in his purse. I was about to perform a grave sin. I was about to cheat a pure husband. So please keep a picture of your wife. And if there is a problem, you can show her picture to her. And then one day this husband was asked, why do you keep the picture of your wife in your purse? He said that when I am all anxious of any kind, then I, I see her picture and I think that after all these distresses are nothing in comparison to her. So that was actually reason of keeping the picture of his wife. So Parvati started counting the heads and she said that that means, oh Lord, that I have died so many times and you have never died. He said, yes. She said that I die so much and you don't die. What is the reason? He said that I know Amar Katha and you are unaware. And now as the channel changes from rock and pop to Astha, she said that you love me so much. So do you never think that I should also get Amar Katha and I become liberated? Then I will also be liberated and constant. So Shivji said that not everyone can listen. You should have a qualification to hear that. So I will tell you when opportune time arrives. So now so the best time for women is when he comes home to and he's about to have his meal. That time only everything starts. Yeah, your mother did this and that. Just allow him to eat at least. He is offered only pizza and bread. That also. But this is a special quality of women. While they're eating, they ask and say such things. So whenever he was about to eat, Shivji is about to eat, and she used to ask, what is the situation of this Amar Katha? When are you going to tell me about the same? So on a daily basis, she started pestering Shivji. And one day, Shivji lost his control. He thought that, let me tell you today. So he took her to Amarnath so that nobody can listen except her. And he so I heard this from my master of Sanskrit, and by the symbol of Shiva, this grammar of Sanskrit was created. These 12 principles were generated and from those 12 he created 1,000 sutras which were created by Panini, and all these living entities left, and he started telling the past time, and he said that just keep on giving signal that so Shivji has closed her. Shivji closed his eyes and started telling her, but she slept, and a parrot was listening and he was confirming, and this parrot, Ashok, was about to be killed by Lord Shiva, so he started flying and he came to Badrinath, where Vedvyas Ji's wife was yawning, and he entered. This parrot entered the belly, a womb of his wife. And Vedvyasji said that, you know, that now that he has heard, he is immortal. Now you cannot do anything. So this is the destiny. So you should not, you should keep it. So after 16 years, he came out of the womb of his mother and was named as Shukdev Goswami. And then this Shukdev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. And where did it start? It starts where Mahabharat ends. From there, Bhagavatam starts. So Mahabharat ends where?
रवसृञ्जयानां वीरेष्वथो वीर गतिं गतेषु वृकोदराविद्व गदाभिमर्श भग्नोरुदण्डे धृतराष्ट्रपुत्रे। कौरव और पांडवों के बीच में युद्ध हुआ।
So after the fight between Kauravas and Pandavas, which spanned for 18 days, and by mercy of Lord Shri Krishna, Duryodhana's soldiers all died, and on the 18th day, Bhim killed Duryodhana as well. Ashwathama wanted to take the revenge, and he kills the sons of Pandavas. And to punish him, Krishna and Arjun followed him, and they tie him and throw him at the feet of Draupadi. So the part that you know I am telling in short, so I am just discussing the important verses which you are not, might not be that much aware. So they kept Ashwathama on the feet of Draupadi, that see, he is the killer of your sons, so you should kill him and cut his throat. Draupadi could have killed, and there was no sin involved because he was a cruel person and she was a warrior wife. So she could have killed him. But Srimad Bhagavatam's first character is Mata Draupadi, who had this criminal in front of her, and she had a weapon to kill him, yet she is a character of Bhagavad. She said that I will not kill him, we should forgive him. Arjun said that this is my vow to kill him. She said that I will not allow you to kill him. And the greatest ornament of a human is to forgive others. So in the beginning of Bhagavatam, we are given this lesson. We are householders and we mingle with so many types of people, and sometimes because of the behavior of people, they might make a mistake. And it might be a mistake for us, but he's just behaving the way he is, and we think that he or she is doing an offense. But Bhagavatam teaches us that no matter how big an offense is, here Draupadi's 5 sons were killed. So we should forgive the offender, because the Lord Krishna loves or likes people who forgive others. And people who forgive others, Shyam Sundar loves him the most. And if you want to be a beloved of Lord Shri Krishna, then we should acquire this quality of forgiveness. Just remember one thing: if we forgive others, nothing will get reduced. We will be at no loss. Bhrigu hit Vishnuji with his feet, but Vishnuji didn't punished, but he, with folded hands, forgave him. Sometimes people say that he took our money, he cursed us, he did so much. Maybe it was our fate. Nobody can take a penny if it's in our fate. Nobody can give us anything that is not in our fate, and nobody can snatch away what is in our fate. Then what is the loss in forgiving? So we should forgive others. The only authority to punish is of spiritual master or the Lord. Neither are we Lord nor are we spiritual master. So we should forgive. So you might have heard so much, and you have gathered this quality or acquired this quality. So let's move further. She forgave Ashwathama, and yet Ashwathama was burning with the fire of revenge. And on the other hand, he saw after ending of the truth, Yudhishthira became the king. Now I should leave Hastinapur. And he wanted to go to Dwarika. He was about to ride his chariot. And Ashwathama put 6 Brahmastras, 5 for Pandavas and 1 for their their grandson, that is Abhimanyu's son, so that the Pandavas clan will be destroyed from the root. So Uttara came towards Krishna's chariot and said that please protect me. And Krishna protected her womb. And when Kunti ji saw this, she manifested loving devotion towards him, and she started venerating him.
Purusham tvadyam Ishwaram prakrute param alaksham sarvabhutanam antar bahiravastitam. हे कृष्ण, मैं आपको नमस्कार करती हूँ। कृष्ण ने कहा लेकिन मैं तो आपका बेटा हूँ। बोले दिखने में बेटे हो।
He said that I am your son, like your son. He said that you may appear to be a child, but you are the father of this whole material universe. And this is the misfortune of people, that they are unable to see you because they are entangled in your potency, that is Maya, and they are unable to see you. But only great sages and saints can understand you. And how can a woman like me could understand about you? I just know that you are Krishna, the son of Vasudev and the giver of pleasure to Devaki, and the son of Nanda. And I bow down to your lotus feet. Kunti ji said a beautiful prayer to him, and he was about to leave for Dwarika. He said that you love me so much, so I will stay for a while. And when he stayed in Hastinapur, he saw that Yudhishthir ji was anxious and distressed without any reason. Vyasmuni and all sages and saints tried to convince him, but they were unable to remove his distress. Then Krishna tried, but he didn't agree. So Krishna didn't want it actually to appease him, and he suggested that now only Bhishma Pitama can convince you, and he's about to leave his body, and before he leaves his body, you should go and acquire knowledge from him. So Yudhishthir Maharaj liked his proposal, and they reached Kurukshetra, all the Pandavas and Krishna, and all the sages and saints and sages also arrived, and everybody was sitting at the feet of Bhishma Pitama, and he gave beautiful knowledge to Yudhishthirji. And what knowledge he gave? He told about the principles regarding charity, kingly performance, moksha, and women, etc. He talked about 5 great topics, and this is the greatest preaching that has been done throughout the history of our Vedic scriptures. So we should organize a katha on these. So we should tell what is the Raj Dharma for all the politicians. Another pastime for so if I speak about the Stri Dharma, then I will be criticized because I am a man. And a woman should speak about the same. So there is no Purush Dharma here mentioned. But here Stri Dharma is mentioned. So if you see in Bhagavad Gita, you will see Stri Dharma. It is not required because he works so hard like an ass. He's already working so hard. The sages and saints have given, which is far more required. That is what they have given. And Bhagavad Dharma. So these are each a subject which can be talked about for 7 days each. So what should we do for charity? What is charity? And what is the difference between charity, that is dan, and dakshina? And what is the difference between dakshina and seva? So there's so many things with so many pastimes and examples. So whenever you get a chance, you should read it. If you don't have time, then you should organize the pastime. Then I will read it on your behalf. So just keep a note of this. Bhishma Pitama spoke about all these topics. When he talked about Raj Dharma, that time Draupadi was also standing there. that a king should do this and that. This is his responsibility. Then Draupadi started laughing. And if the pastime is, if we are discussing a pastime and someone starts laughing, then everybody will get amazed. Bhishma Pitama said that you're laughing. Is there any specific reason for the same? She said yes. She said that now you're talking of so much intelligent things, that how a king should act, and when in the assembly of gurus they were trying to disrobe me on behest of Duryodhan, Dushyosan was disrobing me, and I came to you. And the knowledge that you're sharing today, that a leader should act like this and a king should act like that, and where was this knowledge at that point of time? Is this knowledge to just to give to others and not to practically apply on your own? Bhishma Pitama answered beautifully. He said, Draupadi, your question is valid. At that time, when you came to get protection from me, at that time also had this knowledge. But as I had eaten the sinful food of Duryodhana, my mind was destroyed. It is said that we should not eat the sinful food or the food of sinful people. And because I ate at the home, that one should not eat at the home of a sinful person. I have with my own eyes people who have the sages who have become dependent on the sinful people, and their intelligence is destroyed. So he said that because of this, my intelligence was destroyed and I couldn't protect you. And your husband Arjun has pierced me so much that all that blood that was impure has been removed from my body, and now again my intelligence is restored. Till the point I had the blood in my veins, which was provided by sinful food of Duryodhana, my intelligence was destroyed. So by this pastime, we should remember that we should always eat the food that is earned by fair means. And giving this knowledge, he focused on Lord Sri Krishna and he prayed to him. And it's a beautiful pastime which we can listen again and again. And he left his body, and everybody addressed him. And on other hand, Uttara gave birth to Maharaj Parikshit. And when he was born, Kulguru Kripacharya said or gave an oracle that he will be very charitable like Shivi, and he will be famous as Garur, and he will perform so many fire sacrifices. And in such a manner, Parikshit ji was born. So let's conclude this katha today, and we'll continue tomorrow. You all have been listening with so much patience and mellows. So I'm really grateful to all of you. I want to thank the host family from Seattle, Shri Manoj Agarwal, Nidhi Agarwal, her family, for reverence, in reverie of their ancestors, this pastime has been organized. So I thank them and I thank all of you as well. So please continue to listen. So we will constantly listen to consecutive kathas on Pitru Paksh. Let's conclude the session with Jai Jaikar.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण